Shout out Near Falls with D Hall's podcast.
Welcome to Near Falls with D Hall. He's talking on bars and how they win it all. Yeah, it's just Near Falls with D Hall. The final takedown, the glory or the fall. So loosen up, step on in, wrestle with the need to win. Talking Near Falls with D Hall. Ready or not, he's here to brawl.
All right, joining me now on the call, we have head coach of Connellsville Area High School, Mr. Bill Swink. How are you, sir?
I'm great, D Hall. How are you doing?
Doing real good indeed. And like we were just saying before we hit the play button, year 41 for you, Coach?
Year 41. Yeah.
Thank you for your service to the wrestling community. I really appreciate all that you do. Super excited to have the conversation with you as always.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right into it. Talk to me about, last year you guys had a fantastic year, one of the best years Connellsville has had in quite some time. Do really well at the state tournament. Wrap up last year and talk about your off-season program this year.
Okay. Yeah, we had a good year last year. We stumbled there in the WPIAL finals. That was a goal we had. But WPIAL's good, man, and hats off to Franklin Regional. They wrestled really well. We did get to wrestle them again the next week at PIAAs and got a little payback there. So but it was a good season. We finished third in the team portion, fourth in the individual tournament. We had the most state place winners in school history. So and qualifiers we tied. So that was good season for us.
Yeah.
Off season. You want me
go ahead. Yeah, roll right into the off season. Go ahead,
okay.
Coach.
Off season. We take about a week off and we start going again, and we lift 3 days a week and we wrestle 2 days a week. We have club 2 times a week. So we had really good numbers, especially in the fall this year in the off season. I don't know if we'll see them all on Friday when we get started, but between the junior high and the high school kids, we had like 88 different kids coming through at some point, right? So, and we started our youth programs up, and we're over 100 in the youth program. So, off season is important, and we talked about it before. I won't get too in depth, but the wrestling room that we built, it's great to have, right? Because
that's what I was going to lead into that. I was like, how is that? Now that you guys are kind of settled in, I know it's been a process the last couple of years. How has it been like your first off season having that, fantastic room?
It's great. We run, like I said, 2 days a week for junior high and high school kids, and then we run 2 days a week for youth kids. We did one standalone day for girls. So it's nice having that facility. We don't share it. We don't bother anybody. It's big, so we can handle a lot of kids at one time.
Love that, Coach. Okay, talk to me about your schedule this year. What's it look like? Have you changed it at all? Adjusted it? What's it look like for you guys?
Yeah, we have, and I love dual meets. We didn't have a lot last year. We just had trouble scheduling, like it just didn't work, right? So we've got a lot more duals. Schedule's really good. In the WPIAL. Outside of our section, we got Cannon Mac on the schedule. We got West Allegheny on the schedule. Billy Evans at Chartiers Valley, we've wrestled him every year since I've been back at Connellsville. He's one of the few that will wrestle us all the time. We've added Kiski back onto the schedule. And then we got a duel with St. Ed's. We're doing that at Pitt before Pitt and Edinburgh wrestle. So, St. Ed's is traditionally very top 10 in the country just about every year. And then we got a tri-meet right at the end of the regular season with University in Parkersburg from West Virginia. So really good dual schedule. Tournament-wise, we were going to go to Top Hat the first weekend and we really like that. We've been going out there. It'll be our fourth year going out there. And then Powerade, of course, it's just nuts, right? And then Escape the Rock. So, our kids will be.
Ooh, Coach, your schedule's loaded, buddy. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
we're going to dual tournament out in Gettysburg. We're going to take the junior high team and the high school team. So that'll be fun as well.
Yeah, no surprise that your schedule's loaded up there, but yeah, no doubt. Powerade just continues to just keep on jumping levels. I feel like every year, and I don't know how it does, but it does.
It does, yeah. It's really, it's crazy good. It's always been good, right?
Right.
I don't know. The first time I think I was in probably elementary school and in the 70s, right? But
what was it called back then, Coach? What was the name of it?
California Christmas Tournament.
Okay.
Back in those days, I used to have it at Cal U, and it just keeps getting better,
Yeah.
I remember.
Go ahead.
I just remember Wayne, Michigan. I wasn't in high school; I was in junior high. That's probably the first time I ever saw an out of state team compete. Right, so that was pretty cool. I remember that.
Yeah, and it is, it's interesting to see the evolution of it, and we're gonna have to sit down one day, you and your buddy Troy Rosenberry over there, and just talk about history, man. I'm a history nerd with wrestling, especially whip-your wrestling. I'd love to learn about that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that's another great thing we got with our alumni group and Troy and those guys. That's a whole nother aspect of the program, but keeping history. We've been putting that in the room. Little by little, adding to the history, and the kids really like it. Like, the kids today, they ask a lot of good questions about, hey, who was this guy? Who was that guy? That type of thing. So it's really cool. Yeah.
I love that, Coach. All right. Talk to me about leaders. Who are some of the guys that you are going to be leaning on this season?
Well, we've got a good group of kids. We did have graduated some really good kids last year as well, but the guys that were at state tournament last year, obviously we're going to look for them for leadership with Kai and Vielma, Tommy Gretz, Dolan Rice, Zach Franks, and then we got guys who've been around the program, like Landon Lynn is a senior this year. He's been steady for us. He didn't get in the lineup last year, but he was a starter as a 9th and 10th grader for us. And then the Lilly boys do a great job in the room, and then we don't see the football kids as much, but they'll add to the room as well when those guys get in there. And that's, most of our bigger guys play football as well. So, that just adds. And I think with probably the exception of 107 this year, everyone's got varsity experience that'll be in our lineup. So, I'm expecting a lot of different guys to be leaders on the team.
So give me in an opposite side maybe of that question, a guy, everyone knows Kai Vielma on your squad, right? Give me someone that we don't know now, but by the end of the season, the WPIAL fans will know his name.
Man, both. I'm going to use them both because they're Irish twins. Jake and Luke Lilly, I think they've had good off seasons, and they work really hard. So I think those guys they've gotten bigger, which is good for our program, right? We were so bunched up there. Even last year and even this year we still are, but those guys have grown, so that'll help us as well.
Any tough freshmen entering the lineup for you, Coach?
At 107 we're gonna have a freshman, probably either Jeremy Gray or John Chrisman. Those guys were both solid, junior high guys. So I don't know how that'll play out. Obviously, we haven't started for real yet, right? So, but those guys are both. I like both of them. Then we have some other we have a lot of ninth graders. It's a big ninth grade group. So,
Surprise, surprise, Coach. You guys got about 100 kids over there. It feels like every year.
so I don't know who will keep up, who will, keep on the junior high team. With that big group, we'll probably have, like last year, we hardly had any ninth graders down on the junior high team. I think we had 2. This year, they'll probably have 12 maybe, and we'll keep some more. Carson Snyder will probably stay up with us. That's Zach's son. He's a freshman. We'll probably keep him up.
What do you think he's going to weigh?
He's in the 70s right now. So
big boy, huh?
Yeah. So, and we have more. I mean, like I said, it's a big freshman class. So,
as always, reload and re-go. One of the best years in a long time. You guys have a big freshman class coming in. That's awesome, Coach.
Yeah, I forgot, and I didn't do that on purpose. Dano Smith as well. He was freshman last year and started at the end of the year and placed in the WPIAL, and he had a really good year as well. And he got bigger, but not as big as the Lily boys. So
got big quick. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. Talk to me about your coaching staff. Who's helping you out this year?
Okay. Not a lot of changes there. Chad Jesco, he's been here the whole time since I've got back. Ashton Primus, Mick Lilly, who was our junior high coach for a while. He's staying up with us. Zach Snyder. We have, new Mason Franks. He wrestled at Clarion, graduated. He's actually home. He's getting his master's online, so he's doing it at home. So that's a plus for us. We're going to get to add him to our staff. George Harvey still comes around, not as much as he did, but he comes in and helps out. And Mark King helped us last year, and we hope to have him back. He had knee replacement, so as soon as he gets that, I'm sure we'll see Mark around as well. So that'll be the guys we have up at the high school.
So talk to me about some of the goals and expectations you have for the squad. Obviously, you guys had a great year last year, did really well, not only at the WPIAL tournament, maybe for you guys fell a little bit short of the WPIAL championship, did really great at the state tournament. Where do you think you're at this year?
You never know, right, Donnie? But I mean, it really doesn't change a whole lot. We really have one goal. We want to win a state title, and that's what we're shooting for. And if we can do that, everything else prior to that will take care of itself, right? So, but at the same time, I tell the kids all the time, the goal is we want to move on. So, we want to be top 3 in the WPIAL so we can go team states. I really love the team state tournament. That's probably my favorite time of the year, right? And we want to put more guys on the podium every year out in Hershey too. That's a goal. So, we had 5 last year, so I'd like to get at least 6 this year.
Love that. Yeah. Last couple questions I have for you, Coach. Glue guy. Who is someone that you walk in the room, all the coaches, all the kids seem to gravitate towards this type of kid?
Shoo. Again, we probably got a lot. The glue guy. I'm going to give you 2 names, I think. Jake Lilly. He's like always got a smile on his face, and he just talks to everybody. And probably Nolan Rice. He's got a great personality as well. I'd say those 2 guys interact very well with all the guys on the team, with the coaches. I'd say those 2 guys, maybe. Yeah.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit in the beginning of this conversation, but you guys have one of the best alumni group out there in the WPIAL. Talk about the support you have and shed some light on some people that may not normally get that light shed on them.
Sure. Yeah, we do. I mean, we had a big, every year they do some type of banquet. This year, they recognize George Harvey, and they recognize Jared King and Johnny Ritchie. At the banquet, we try to honor some people every year at that. We did it over live this year, which was really, really cool. Jared is our only Division I national champ, and Johnny Ritchie was our 4-time WPIAL champ. And then people probably don't know this. George has coached under every head coach in Connellsville's history. So
Wow.
From Dirt to Tommy to Jesse Swink to Mike and to myself. So
he's the constant. He's the one who stirs the drink over there, huh? That's pretty cool.
And then Troy Rosenberry, you mentioned, he's the president of the organization, and then we got some other really good folks in that group. Jigs Hatfield, Joe Saylor, those guys were like JO coaches back in the 80s and 90s. They've been around a long time, but they're heavily involved with that group as well. Dave Bigham, heavily involved in that group. So, and they have others as well. But those are like Kristen Martin. She's very heavily involved. That was Brian's wife. Brian passed away, but she's heavily involved with the alumni group as well. So, it's a great group, and it's like a whole different dynamic from your parents' group, and it's really cool. And they get out and support the program, and they travel well, and Sean Gawatsky's another one. He's actually part of that group, but he's also the president of our association now. So our parents, our program is K through 12 when it comes to that. So they have a board, and then they have trustees with each boys high school, girls high school, junior high, youth. So it's a pretty
special stuff you guys have out there. I love your tribe. I'll say that, man. I do. I really I always find it interesting to see how you guys run things out there. Okay. Last couple questions I have for you, sir. Social medias. How can we follow the squad this year?
Yeah, social media. We Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have all those that we use, and it's pretty active. It's pretty. And then we have ConnellsvilleWrestling.com website. We keep it updated, and it has information and stuff on all the programs. Youth through high school and the alumni group. So that's a good way to follow. And then the alumni group has its Facebook page as well, Greater Connellsville Wrestling Club, and they do all kinds of stuff. And Troy does a lot of history stuff.
Oh, I love that stuff. Troy dives into that history. That's why I got to sit down and have a conversation with him. And it's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. Anything or anyone you want to shout out before I leave you go?
Well, I always need to shout out my wife and daughter, right? They're very supportive. And, like I said, this year 41, which is hard to believe. Zach Snyder reminds me all the time. He said, I haven't been alive that long, Bill, and he laughs at me. So that's kind of funny. But, we got some guys wrestling in college, which is good. I like following them and seeing them around. We got the two Chads up at UPJ, Chad Ozias and Chad Jesko, and then Jared Kessler and Evan Petrovich at Pitt, and Lonzy down at West Virginia. We got Simon Ginley, he's wrestling at Bethany. So, still got some kids out there, and it's fun to follow them and watch them.
Well, thank you, Coach. I missed that question. That's kind of an important one too, because you guys have guys littered all throughout the area. But I'll piece it together and make it look all nice. So don't worry about that. But yeah, Coach, thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate you, and I'm excited to see what the Falcons do this year, as always.
Thanks, Donnie, and I'm going to give you a shout out. I really appreciate what you do for the wrestling community and promoting the sport itself. And I know you got another adventure now. You're into the pro folk style as well.
Yes, sir. Folk style gone pro. 9-minute go. Let's do it. If anyone knows that's the Connellsville people. They love the 9-minute go, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we came over to the one over at Live. We had a Connellsville crew over there, and we were supporting Bo Finnick over there. So at that event because he wrestled in it. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, we're trying, man, trying to get it in the right direction. And, what better place to have it than the heart of wrestling and the heart of the WPIAL over there at the casino. So.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a great event.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you real soon.
Hey, y'all. Thank you, buddy.